Hello everyone and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital rumors indicate that Willow Corinthos may have 7 harsh words for Sasha Gilmore Corbin, following the Michael Corinthos baby daddy disclosure. Let's discuss about this complicated issue and what GH fans might expect. Sasha is concealing her unborn child's paternity and passing the kid off as Jason Morgan's, but we all know the truth will be revealed soon. Willow, like everyone else in Port Charles, will eventually uncover the true tale. What happens when Willow discovers that her former buddy slept with Michael and became pregnant as a result? Willow will feel even more deceived and outraged, so she will undoubtedly lash out at Sasha. Willow already feels Sasha is a hypocrite, so this news is unlikely to change her mind. In fact, Willow will be even more upset when she learns about Sasha's time between the sheets with Michael and the baby they conceived. Of course, a lot may happen between now and then. That is especially true for Willow's failed romance with Drew Kane. Willow may believe her relationship is great right now, but it is doomed to fail and destroy her life. Willow may come to regret ending her marriage if her connection with Drew fails. That could lead Willow to believe she should fight for Michael when he returns from the German clinic after recovering. Willow, on the other hand, may be surprised to learn that Sasha's kid is Michael's. Willow may easily blame her ex-best friend and decide she won't allow Sasha get in the way of her own Michael reunion. Maybe Willow will tell Sasha that she was just a drunk hookup. Willow may try to shut Sasha down if she has any thoughts of reuniting with Michael and starting a family. That takes us to the 7 harsh words Willow might tell Sasha. Michael will never love you like me. Maybe Willow will make it apparent that Michael's unbreakable bond with Sasha's baby will not affect who his heart belongs to. Willow may assert her claim to Michael and prophesy that they would eventually reconcile. According to General Hospital teasers, Sasha and Willow will face more turmoil, so stay tuned. Liz and Rick's fates, Sonny's manhunt and Drew's demand. The next GH features a car accident, a crisis and a rush of guilt. General Hospital spoilers reveal. A preview clip has been posted for Monday, March 31, 2025. It depicts Elizabeth Liz Baldwin and Rick Lansing being rescued from the accident, but do they still live? Plus, Sonny Corinthos isn't letting up on his search. Additionally, Drew Kane makes a demand. Continue reading to learn more about what will happen in today's episode of ABC soap drama. Lucky Spencer is frantic. On Monday, March 31st, viewers may expect to see what occurs as rescue services extract Rick and Liz from the wreckage of the crash. Christina Corinthos Davis will witness the tragic scene. Christina attempted to correct her error, but it was too late. Christina now knows she cut the brakes on Rick's vehicle, not Ava Jerome's. In the promo for today's episode, Lucky Spencer hurriedly calls for EMTs to do everything they can to help Liz. Meanwhile, Rick had a head wound, and EMTs were concerned about spinal injuries as well. Molly Lansing Davis connects. While officials work to save Rick and Liz's life, Molly Lansing Davis has no idea what her crazy sister has done now. Molly runs into Cody Bell in a bar. Molly questions whether his presence is truly beneficial. Molly, on the other hand, will learn of her father's accident very shortly. Cody is likely to be present when the phone call arrives. Cody will likely offer to drive Molly to the hospital. Cody is the type of person who would be there for Molly, so this is going to be horrible. She'll need all of the help she can get, especially after she discovers Christina is to blame. Drew Kane's demand. According to General Hospital spoilers, Drew issues a demand over the phone in the preview clip. The congressman says he doesn't care how it is done as long as it is completed. So Drew isn't abandoning his Quartermain crypt plot. Monday, March 31, 2025. Fans will also witness Sonny reassure Jason Morgan that the trail may not be cold yet. Emma Drake is shocked when she returns to Port Charles. Although Anna must respect the law, Emma may have difficulty accepting this, especially on such a serious matter. Max Scorpio also shares some unsettling news with Anna Devane. According to General Hospital spoilers, at this point you either love or hate them, since very few people are truly impartial about this relationship. General Hospital spoilers. The Lucky haters are getting out of control. Of course, we're talking about Lucky and Liz, and many fans of the popular ABC serial feel the couple has merely reunited for nostalgic reasons. Simply put, The pair lacks the spark that had several decades before. It's unclear whether that's accurate, but it appears that Lucky and Liz's detractors have gone out of control, forcing many of the couple's followers to show up and defend them vehemently. As many of our devoted readers may understand, the internet had a lot to say about the situation on social media. Others had the following to say. A lot of the people complaining about LNL2 on running only on nostalgia will turn around and cry about wanting Liason back, like that ship hasn't been sunk 2 lifetimes ago, and isn't only running on a fanbase that can't move on. A different fan wrote, their history is truly beautiful if you know it from the start, but the writers also have a responsibility to bring in those viewers, as well to have them support LNL. General Hospital spoilers. What's next for Lucky? They've done really well with doing that, but there are going to be folks who are going to kvetch for the sake of it because they can't connect to the storyline. There was also this comment. I just don't think Lucky offers anything other than being a formerly popular figure. JJ does what is requested of him, but I never get the impression that he is elevating the material or going above and beyond. There really isn't much purpose in him coming back. Liz and Lucky appear to be the aim, but they rely heavily on magic from the 1990s that has been reproduced so many times that it is no longer special. General Hospital spoilers and updates suggest there is reason to celebrate on April 1st. The ABC serial marks its 62nd year with a special episode and the launch of a new cardiac wing. The show was filmed prior to Leslie Charleson's death, who played the cardiac wing's namesake. The episode was taped before Leslie Charleson's death, and she played Dr. Monica Quartermain, the namesake of the new cardiac wing. Cast and crew hoped Leslie could make it to the special episode honoring her character's accomplishments, but she was too ill. April 1st is a special day for General Hospital, because it marks the 62nd anniversary of both the series and its iconic setting. The program will also introduce the Dr. Monica Quartermain cardiac wing. Leslie had played Monica since 1977 and died in January, and her character's legacy as a doctor will be honored in Tuesday's episode. There will be a separate episode to honor Leslie and her iconic character Monica. More tributes for Monica are on the way, says executive producer Frank Valentini. We discovered that the hospital's anniversary coincides with the show's anniversary, which adds a unique twist. It's a little meta, but I think it's amazing. To give the hospital something to celebrate, we decided to build a new wing in Monica's name, and it's quite breathtaking. It's very incredible. He described the set as an airy atrium that combines interior and outdoor aesthetics, a design he plans to continue on throughout the summer. Valentini continues to describe the set. I'm continually looking for ways to encourage the production designers to create more open areas, especially when we spend so much time indoors. This ambition prompted the construction of Sonny Corinthos' house and the Quartermain solarium, both of which have expansive exteriors. In the April 1st episode, we also acknowledged the characters' profound relationships in Port Charles, particularly the friendship between Sonny and Laura Collins. The plot honors people who have passed through the hospital, whether as personnel or patients, leaving behind loved ones. Many of these individuals are remembered on a memorial wall in the new wing. Valentini believes that honoring the characters and actors is important. Valentini underlines the importance of recognizing both the characters and the actors that played them, including Monica, Alan Quartermain, Bobby Spencer, and Epiphany Johnson. Dr. Steve Hardy, Jesse's close friend, portrayed a more heroic role. He was engaged when the performance started, but he had left his stethoscope at the hospital. We need to specify his actual stethoscope. His fiancée walked out because she was tired of fighting for his attention with job. Even Audrey, his eventual love, struggled to get him to focus on anything other than his beloved hospital. The drama spread from them, but it never got too far away from the hospital and its employees. A family whose existence focused around corporate intrigue? Don't even consider it. A group of mobsters and coffee importers? Heaven forbid. The drama originated from General Hospital, but it wasn't important. The settlement was located somewhere in the East. It was called General Hospital for a reason. It wasn't until 13 years later in 1976 that the town received its official name, Port Charles. That name marked the beginning of the soap as we know it. That same year we met the Webbers, brothers Rick and Jeff and Monica, but Leslie Charleson would not play her until the next year. 77 was a major year for recasts, with Jeannie Francis stepping in and taking the world by storm as she transformed Laura from a childlike plot device to a defiant teenager. Despite these modifications, the show's slow-paced stories concerning misconduct remained stagnant. Thrilling. The ABC executives realized they needed a powerful jolt to bring General Hospital back to life, so they appointed Gloria Monty as its new executive producer. They then informed her that she had 13 weeks to save the show before it was declared dead. Gulp. The air in the room was thick with tension, the kind that made it hard to breathe. Sasha stood frozen, her hands trembling as the weight of the revelation settled over her. Michael was the father of Willow's baby. The words had been spoken, the truth laid bare, and now there was no taking it back. The silence stretched between them, heavy and suffocating, until Willow finally broke it. She took a step forward, her eyes locked onto Sasha's, and spoke 7 words that would change everything. I didn't know it was him. The simplicity of the statement was devastating. 7 words, yet they carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken emotions: regret, sorrow, desperation. Sasha felt her knees weaken, her mind racing to process what this meant. How could Willow not have known? How could Michael have kept this from her? And most importantly, what did this mean for all of them now? Willow's voice was barely above a whisper as she continued, her hands clasped tightly in front of her as if she were holding herself together. I swear, Sasha, if I had known, I never would have. Her words trailed off, the sentence unfinished, but the meaning was clear. The pain in her eyes was raw, unfiltered, and it tore at Sasha's heart. Sasha wanted to scream. She wanted to lash out, to demand answers, to make anyone, pay for the betrayal that had shattered her world. But the look on Willow's face stopped her. This wasn't some calculated deception. This was a mistake, a horrible, life-altering mistake that neither of them had seen coming. Michael. The name echoed in her mind like a curse. How could he have done this? How could he have kept such a secret? She thought back to all the late nights, the whispered phone calls, the sudden disappearances. Had there been signs? Had she been blind to them, or had he just been that good at hiding the truth? Willow took another hesitant step forward, her hand outstretched as if she wanted to reach for Sasha but wasn't sure if she was allowed. I'm so sorry, she murmured, her voice breaking. I never meant to hurt you. You have to believe me. Did she believe her? That was the question burning in Sasha's chest. She had trusted Willow, had considered her a friend, maybe even family. And now this. But the sincerity in Willow's eyes was undeniable. She wasn't lying. She was just as much a victim in this as Sasha was. The realization hit her like a punch to the gut. This wasn't just about her pain. Willow was carrying her own burden. The knowledge that the man she had been with, the father of her child, had betrayed them both. The child they were now tied to forever because of his lies. Sasha's anger flickered, shifting from Willow to Michael, where it truly belonged. He was the one who had deceived them. He was the one who had let this happen. And now, because of him, they were left to pick up the pieces of a friendship that might never be the same. I don't know what to say, Sasha admitted, her voice hollow. She felt drained, as if all the fight had been sucked out of her. Willow swallowed hard, tears glistening in her eyes. You don't have to say anything. I needed you to know the truth. I couldn't keep lying to you. The truth. Such a small word for something that carried so much destruction. But as much as it hurt, Sasha knew Willow was right. The lies would have eaten away at them eventually. At least now they had a chance to face it together. A shaky breath escaped Sasha's lips as she finally met Willow's gaze again. What happens now? Willow shook her head slowly. I don't know. But whatever it is, we'll figure it out. 7 words had started this conversation. Now 7 more had given them a fragile hope for the future. Liz and Rick's fates, Sonny's manhunt, Drew's demand. The tangled web of relationships, power struggles, and personal vendettas in Port Charles continues to unfold with dramatic intensity. Elizabeth, Liz Weber, and Rick Lansing find themselves at a crossroads, their fates hanging in the balance as past decisions and present conflicts collide. Meanwhile, Sonny Corinthos launches a relentless manhunt, driven by vengeance and the unshakable need to protect what's his. And Drew Kane, ever the determined force, makes a demand that could shift the power dynamics in ways no one saw coming. Each of these storylines weaves together to create a tapestry of suspense, emotion, and high-stakes drama that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. Elizabeth and Rick's fates. A collision of past and present. Elizabeth Weber has long been a figure of resilience and compassion, but her life has never been free of turmoil. Her connection to Rick Lansing, a man with a complicated history of manipulation and redemption, has always been fraught with tension. Now their fates are intertwined in ways neither could have predicted. Rick, once a schemer who played both sides of the law, has tried to leave his darker days behind, but the past has a way of resurfacing when least expected. For Liz, the question is whether she can trust Rick, or if she even should. Their history is marred by betrayal, yet there have also been moments of genuine connection. As outside forces close in, Liz must decide whether to stand by him or cut ties before his choices drag her down. Meanwhile, Rick is forced to confront the consequences of his actions, realizing that no amount of charm or cunning can outrun karma. Whether he finds redemption or ruin remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: his decisions will have lasting repercussions for everyone around him. Sonny's manhunt. A father's wrath unleashed. Sonny Corinthos is a man who operates by his own code, loyalty above all else, but betrayal punished without mercy. When someone crosses him, especially where his family is concerned, there is no limit to how far he will go to settle the score. Now, with a target in his sights, Sonny's manhunt is in full swing, and Port Charles will tremble in its wake. The reasons behind his relentless pursuit could be anything: a threat to his empire, an attack on someone he loves, or an old enemy resurfacing. Whatever the cause, Sonny's enemies know that when he is on the warpath, there is no safe place to hide. His network is vast, his resources endless, and his determination unshakable. Yet, even as he closes in on his prey, there are those who question whether his quest for vengeance will consume him entirely. Will this hunt lead to justice, or will it spiral into something darker, leaving collateral damage in its wake? Drew's demand. A power play that changes everything. Drew Kane has never been one to sit back and let others dictate his future. Whether fighting for his family, his freedom, or his rightful place in Port Charles, he approaches every battle with unwavering resolve. Now he makes a demand, one that sends shockwaves through the lives of those around him. What Drew wants could be anything: a long overdue confrontation, a claim to what's rightfully his, or a move that shifts the balance of power in the corporate or criminal underworld. Whatever it is, his demand forces others to take notice. Some may see it as justified. Others will view it as a threat. Allies and enemies alike must now decide where they stand, knowing that Drew's next move could redefine alliances and ignite new conflicts. But Drew isn't acting blindly. He's calculated his play, knowing full well the risks. The question is whether those on the receiving end will comply or push back, sparking a battle that could leave no one unscathed. The interwoven threads of Port Charles. Though Liz and Rick's fates, Sonny's manhunt, and Drew's demand may seem like separate threads, in Port Charles, no story exists in isolation. The choice is made by one ripple outward, affecting friends, foes, and everyone in between. Could Liz's decision about Rick inadvertently put her in Sonny's path? Will Sonny's hunt uncover secrets that impact Drew's standing? And will Drew's demand expose hidden truths that alter the course of multiple lives? The beauty of Port Charles lies in these interconnected destinies, where love, power, and vengeance are always in motion, and no one's story is ever truly their own. As tensions rise and loyalties are tested, one thing is certain: the drama is far from over. The stakes have never been higher, and in a town where fortunes change in an instant, the only guarantee is that nothing will ever be the same again. Carly's emotions pour out to Sonny. Maxie's mission. General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, April 1st suggest that Carly Spencer's feelings will spill out to Sonny Corinthos, while Maxie Jones is on a mission. Let's speak about what to expect, including a special Monica Quartermaine homage. ABC's General Hospital will air an anniversary episode to commemorate its 62-year run. Laura Collins will speak during the dedication of the Dr. Monica Quartermaine Cardiac Care Center, which will undoubtedly be named after the noble doctor. An official homage to the late Leslie Charleson will be announced later. Monica is still alive on the show, therefore Laura will simply excuse her absence when she delivers a speech to dedicate this hospital wing. Several recognizable faces will attend, including Dr. Terry Randolph, Nurse Amy Driscoll, Nurse Deanna Surtees, and more. Sonny Corinthos has just returned from a brief trip to Toronto, but he will be in time to participate in this celebration. Look for Sonny to converse with Laura before heading to the chapel, where Carly Spencer will be reflecting after visiting the memorial wall with Felicia Scorpio and Donna Corinthos. Carly will be thinking about Bobby Spencer, so her emotions will run high, but she will focus on the happy memories and all the wonderful job her mother performed as a nurse. If the topic finally turns to Carly and Jason Morgan's recent conflict, Sonny may express confidence in Carly's capacity to make things right. Maxie will take on an important task ahead of the Cardiac Center's big opening. Maxie will make a prediction about pulling things off while speaking with Felicia and Stella Henry. Anna Devane will also be present, and she will speak movingly about the hospital. After so many decades, JH is still going strong. While Tracy and Ned Quartermain reflect on people they have lost, Curtis Ashford makes an unexpected discovery. Based on the mayor's suggestions, Curtis will believe Laura knows a lot about a mystery contributor. Laura will most likely say she is aware of Jen Sidwell's significant donation, presumably to this heart center. Although Laura does not trust Sidwell, she may accept that the money he provided is being used wisely. Lucy Coe will also thank Sidwell for his generosity and prepare for mind-blowing phrases to say to him. Regardless of what Lucy says, she will try to get Sidwell thrilled and will accompany him to the Heart Center celebration. General Hospital spoilers suggest an exciting episode is on the horizon, so stay tuned for all the big news and intriguing encounters. Is Jerry Jacks returning to Port Chuck? And is there hope for Jasper as well? According to General Hospital spoilers, Our Lady Jocelyn Joss Jacks has been secretly training to become a WSB agent. Yep, you read that correctly, Joss is going full-on spy. Some fans believe her first task will put her against her own sinister uncle Jerry Jacks, who is supposed to be returning to Port Charles soon. But if Jerry's return is in the cards, may it imply there is hope for Jasper Jacks as well? Could this bereaved daughter eventually see her father again, just in time to collapse into his arms in sorrow at what her life has become after Dex Heller's death? General Hospital spoilers, a spy in the making. Joss has been keeping her WSB training a secret, but the evidence is mounting. This trip out of town, cryptic phone calls, and a steely glint in her eye that screams, agent in the making. Subtle allusions in recent episodes, such as discussions of the type of phony life she'll have to live as an agent and how difficult it may be to take on her mark, have us sure Jerry's return is close. He's always been a wild card, and Port Charles hasn't seen the end of his antics. But here's where it gets interesting. If Jerry is returning to the canvas, could he bring his brother Jax along for the ride? GH spoilers. Jax keeps an eye on his girlfriend. Jax hasn't shown on our screens in quite some time, and there's a reason for that. Ingo is currently embroiled in a complicated dispute with ABC Disney about his departure. Fans are skeptical about Jax's return, unless it is contingent on a court settlement. Consider this scenario. Ingo wins his case, and as part of the settlement, Jax returns to GH, possibly to face off with Jerry, or to team up with Joss to stop him. It's a long shot, but soap logic thrives on unexpected twists. Jerry's homecoming could be the ideal incentive to entice Jax back to town, especially if Joss gets caught in the crossfire. Will she defeat her uncle? Or will familial ties hamper her mission? General Hospital spoilers. Is Ingo out? Is Jerry's comeback a solo performance, or the opening act for the Jax family reunion? Joss' WSB gig is going to mess things up, and we can't wait to see if it's just Jerry, perhaps Jax too, who returns to the pandemonium, even if it means Rademacher is forever shelved to make way for a new actor in his Port Chuck family's lives. According to General Hospital teasers, she will only get away with this for a limited time. Of course, we're talking about Christina, and all evidence lead to her being punished severely. Continue reading below for everything you need to know. General Hospital spoilers. Christina punished with severe consequences. Many of our readers are already aware that Christina cut the car's brake lines. That is why there is widespread anticipation that she may face jail time, or worse, in Pentonville. Given that one of Sonny's children, Michael, was already at Pentonville as a teenager, this may be highly feasible. It has also been highlighted that Christina, as the daughter of Sonny Corinthos, the Port Charles mob kingpin, would be a target in prison for other female convicts simply because of her father's status. Of course, the internet had a lot to say about the situation. Some have even said, there will be no consequences. They will use mental illness as an excuse because she is Sonny's child and gets away with everything just like him. General Hospital spoilers. What's next for Christina? I don't see a regular short prison stay. It needs to be psych facility. The show's other critic wrote, I think the consequences for her could be even more harsh than for Sonny murdering Special Agent in Charge Jagger, beating Cyrus and beating Police Dex. Everyone on the show always faces harsher consequences than Sonny. It's the name of the game to elevate/center/coddle a major character like Sonny. There was also this comment. What she did is so extreme, and it clearly has consequences. Being crazy is the only thing that keeps her alive. I mean, they prepared the framework for it. Also, Sonny has so many children that one could go off canvas and never return. But what about Alexis? She must exercise caution in this situation to avoid losing Molly. We will see. Liz and Lucky had a lunch at Charlie's. He wants them to travel away for the weekend to New York, and the two will reminisce about their time there as teenagers. We get flashbacks to tiny Lucky and teeny Liz from 20 years ago. Felicia asks whether Sasha will include Jason's medical background in her file, because he is the father. Sasha does not want the baby daddy to be involved. Felicia inquires whether Jason's name will appear on the birth certificate, because it would grant him legal rights. She advises her to settle things before the kid is delivered. Sasha is confident that Jason will not want to become involved, but Felicia advises her to double-check. Sasha leaves a voicemail for Jason. Nina questions why Ava is rushing to bring Avery to Sonny's, but Ava explains that she is trying to show Avery that her parents can get along. Molly visits Christina to rekindle their romance. Christina believes that things cannot be restored to their previous state, but she accepts to begin moving forward. Molly recommends a movie or a night out, and the two exchange hugs. Ava drops off Avery and asks Christina about Sonny's health. She adds it is her responsibility if Sonny is unable to raise Avery, and she will speak with the judge. Rick apologizes to Alexis for the frequent bickering, which is unfair to Molly. He confesses that Cody provided him perspective. Diane urges them to shake it, and they do. Molly is astonished to see them together, and Alexis informs her that they have agreed to a truce. Molly feels grateful that her parents are trying. She updates them on their chat with Christina and their desire to return to normalcy. Jason is outraged to find that Ava hid the drugs from Sonny, and wants him to get the procedure immediately. Brick interrupts to say that a contract assassin named Zelinsky planted the explosives, and can only be found on the dark web. He claims the individual is now in Toronto, and Jason says they can be there in an hour. Brick warns them that Zelinsky is hazardous. Brooklyn informs Chase that Lulu quit deception due of him. Chase is furious with Lulu and vows to do whatever it takes to protect Brooklyn. Chase acknowledges it is difficult for him to reconcile Brooklyn and Dante's background. She tells him not to compromise himself, and the two exchange hugs. Stella visits the hospital to be proactive and get her kidneys tested, which impresses Lucas. We also get a PSA about diabetes, high blood pressure, and kidney illness. Jordan informs Isaiah Councilman. Boyle advised her to distance herself from Laura because of her friendship with Sonny. She tells Isaiah that she agrees with Ezra because Laura will never see Sonny as the danger he is. She recognizes Sonny's generosity, but he is still a crook. She believes that if she were mayor, she would confront Sonny. Brick drops by to invite Jordan to dinner, and is upset to see Isaiah there. He reluctantly admits they're a couple, but Jordan urges him to keep that information to himself. Brick makes a cryptic remark regarding Isaiah's family before pouting. Ava returns home to see Rick cheerfully waiting for her. He tells her about Alexis and the olive branch. Christina starts hammering on the door. Jason is not pleased to learn that Sonny wants to accompany him to Toronto. Sonny believes it would be more stressful to sit back and observe how things are going. Jason claims the hitman is only a middleman, and they need to figure out who's in charge. Sonny draws his revolver and declares that no one will ever come after his family again, as the camera cuts to a photo of Morgan and Michael. Carly's emotions poured out as she stood before Sonny, her voice trembling with a mixture of anger, sorrow, and desperation. The weight of everything she had been holding inside finally became too much to bear, and the floodgates opened. Tears streamed down her face as she struggled to find the right words, her hands shaking at her sides. Sonny, ever the steady presence, watched her with a mix of concern and patience, though his own emotions were just beneath the surface.